Welcome back. We have another episode of Storytime with Essential Oils for Moms, and I have a wonderful, beautiful, young, new mom here, and I'm just like super pumped for her to share her story. And we just love sharing stories of women. We love inspiring women and just encouraging women to live naturally and live their best life, and really just try to be that ripple effect. And once they feel good, to just keep sharing that love, and I feel like we're doing that. And Lindsy Banks is our guest speaker, and she is doing that. She is doing that in her own home with her family, and just emulating such a beautiful life for others. And I know she inspires a lot of women, and I just cannot wait for her to share her story. So, Lindsy, welcome. Thank you so much. And we're already getting comments from people. Thanks, Ashley. They're excited to hear your story.
Also our new mama, Ashley.
Yep. You beautiful moms. You guys have a lot to say, a lot of wisdom. And so just share a little bit about your story and where you guys are, where you're coming from, and comments just keep rolling in. Awesome. And just how you started oils. We want to hear your story.
Yeah, so my backstory, I'm Lindsay, obviously. I am married to a guy named Dave, and we have an almost 2-year-old little boy. He'll be 2 the end of April, and then we're actually going to have another baby in September. So I'm give or take about 15-ish weeks or so. And by profession, I was always a labor and delivery nurse. I've actually been a labor and delivery nurse for about 12 years. It's what I did full time until I actually had my son, and then we made the decision that I was going to stay home at least for the first year to adjust and, childcare and all that. It was just going to be the best thing for our family. And it's really honestly through my profession that I had first seen or been experienced with essential oils. I had patients who wanted to go natural in labor, and so they would bring in essential oils and use them to whether they were just emotionally trying to support themselves or try to help with some of the pain, or even some of them were trying to use them to induce labor. And that was really my first introduction, probably in the last 4 or 5 years of essential oils, but I wasn't a user, didn't know anything about it. And so after I had my son, there's something about going through pregnancy and trying really hard to not take anything you're not supposed to, and you're growing this new person and you want it to be as clean and perfect as possible. And then he's born and you're like, oh, I want to keep that going. How do I keep doing that for him? And that's kind of where it was kind of a perfect storm of me doing some research. And then my cousin Becky actually sent me some samples of doTERRA oils that kind of all came together. And I said, oh, okay, I could create my own lavender lotion for him. I could create, this product. I could not use these medicines or these maybe questionable bath time things, that I could make my own with coconut oil. Okay, let's try that. And so it just kind of grew from there, really of being a mom and saying, I want to do something, I want to try to do better.
I love that. And she's talking about Becky Ferret is her cousin, and she's getting out this video.
My rock star cousin, that's Becky, yeah. Yeah, it's totally her fault. I'm just all deep in this now.
She's in Orlando now, but I'll get her on when she gets back from her trip. Very good. So, and I didn't know that backside that you've been, maybe you told me that. I can't remember that you saw patients using them for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. And I think that's true probably for a lot of people, is that we've kind of known somebody who knows somebody, or we've kind of seen people dabbling in it. And really, I come from a medical background, so I'm very trained in medicine. And labor and delivery is very unique because there's a very small amount of medications that we use with pregnant women for obvious reasons. So I don't have, I'm not an over-medicator. I don't have, a vast knowledge of a lot of medications because we just don't use them on our floor. But we still use medicine. We still use antibiotics, and we use obviously pain medication and epidurals. And so I have a very medical background. It has been very eye-opening to do research and go to medical symposiums about essential oils and more natural health, and learn that there is good in both, that you really can, they partner well together, that there's going to be needs in some situations for both, but the beauty of that, you can actually decrease some medicine and increase with essential oils. And so it's just been amazing over the last year to learn and research. And I'm obviously a little bit of a science nerd, so I'm reading studies and going to medical symposiums, but
yeah. I love it. And you're creating such a good environment for your home. And like I said, now you can share that with everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you're pregnant, you're probably like even.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
it's been very different because I wasn't using oils when I was pregnant before. He was about 4 months old when I started. So this is very different now to be pregnant and being able to have some different resources of things to use and not just feel like there's just nothing I can do even because I'm pregnant.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about that. So now that you are pregnant, like what are some of the oils that you're using specifically for pregnancy?
Absolutely. So I'm in my second trimester now. The first was pretty rough. I don't remember being really sick with my son. This time it's been a little different. It's been kind of a constant nausea, all of those good things. And so honestly, I have been peppermint. I pulled it out. Peppermint has been my go-to, and I actually put it on. I have a diffuser necklace, so these are little lava beads, and I've been putting peppermint on these. And so as because we didn't tell everybody right away that I was pregnant either, so I'm kind of dealing with this nausea but can't tell anybody. So I would just be like smelling my my peppermint beadlets when I was at work and going about, and it makes a big difference to be able to have something that helps take some of that nausea off, that takes the edge off, that helps me eat, because eating made it better, but I didn't want to eat because I was nauseous. And so peppermint was I tried ginger also, some ginger water. So I would put a little ginger in some water and kind of sip that throughout the day to try to help. And then the other thing is I am still taking, I didn't pull the bottles out. These are my little things. I am still taking my LLV as my prenatal vitamin. So I'm taking all 3 of them still. And then I added in some folic acid just because there wasn't quite as much as needed for pregnancy. So that's the only thing I've added on. So I've actually been able to keep taking LLV, which is great because it helps with energy. I'm a big believer in the omegas. The baby's brain and eyes and all those things. So I'm a big believer in taking that. And then just being able to get vitamins in when I couldn't get food down or try to keep food down. So those are kind of my big staples, right? Like in these first few weeks, that's what I've been using a lot.
I love that. And so for people who don't know the LLV's Lifelong Vitality,
yeah,
Ashley's commenting that she said she took also, which is huge.
Yeah.
And I wish that myself and everyone listening can like smell your beads.
I know, right? I know.
Smell it through the camera.
I know, it's magical.
That's awesome. I love that you could just do that without telling anyone. That would be hard, going through all of that.
Yeah.
Very good. What are the other products that you like that you used before pregnancy or just around the house or with your family?
I just kind of pulled out some of my everyday ones. One of my favorites is the On Guard toothpaste. So this one everybody has tried. Okay, so this is the thing. My son loves to brush his teeth. He would literally brush his teeth all day, every day if I would let him. And he loves the On Guard toothpaste. He'll walk around and go, toothpaste, 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 toothpaste. And part of this is that, there's not fluoride in it, so it's still safe for him because he's little. And it makes him want to brush his teeth, which I love. And I know he's getting some immune boosting in it. The flu season was rough this year, so I love it. It's just a little extra boost for him. The other thing, one of the big things that we use, I know everybody says this, so my husband has osteoarthritis in his knee, and Deep Blue is a staple in our home for him. He eventually is going to need a knee replacement. He has no cartilage left. He was a football player and just has, chronic pain and damage. Deep Blue is a big piece of our daily life for him, especially with the weather changing like it has. It's hot and cold and back and forth. He gets a lot more pain. And so he'll rub Deep Blue on in the morning. And if we're going to walk a lot or have to go somewhere, he'll go ahead and rub that on. And then before he goes to bed, it actually helps him sleep better at night because his biggest issue is pain through the night. And so that's actually what helps him sleep better is the Deep Blue rub. I love that. And then I pulled this out because this is also so I don't know if y'all have ever used Correct X. This little magic. So, okay. So this is my go-to, especially for the season coming up. So my son runs and scrapes his knees up a lot. And this is what I pull out when he has any kind of scrapes or little burns, or we just cut ourselves, things like that. This is my go-to. I actually fell a couple weeks ago. I'm a little clumsy pregnant. And I was upright and then I wasn't. And I don't know what happened, but I actually caught part of my face. So I had like a bunch of scabs and things all over my face. And I don't know if y'all can see, like I actually used Correct-X. It was my whole upper lip was all like torn up. And Correct-X is actually what I used on it. And I don't know, like to me, it doesn't look, I can see a little bit of it, but you can't, like it was my whole cheek and part of my nose. And then I can put the pictures up if anyone wants to see. But Correct-X is what I pulled out when it happened. Just because I knew it's not just the lavender and the melaleuca for the cleaning. It has the healing oil. It has that helichrysum, and it has the frankincense and cedarwood in it. And so, I mean, just amazing. Like within days, it was much better.
That is huge. And thanks for bringing that up. I don't think anyone's talked about that oil or the ointment for the Correct-X, because that's huge, and a lot of people put it on their dry lips.
Yes. And I love it. It's, it's like, I think maybe $12. It's a gel, and only a little bit goes a long way. So it really lasts you. But in the summer, even like bug bites, I'll put in little bug bites, and because it has everything in it, it takes some of the sting out, and it's like a magical little tube. So I actually ordered a couple, and one's in a diaper bag, and one's in my bathroom upstairs. Like I kind of carry it around, kind of like the On Guard hand spray. Like those are my other two. I'm like, Correct-X for all your little scrapes, and On Guard hand spray for all the germs.
I love that. I love the idea of ordering a few. That's what we do too. We have one in the car, one in the kitchen, one in the bathrooms, because you have kids all over the place. You need something handy.
Yes.
Oh gosh, I love that. Okay, so you heard about the oils, and you finally tried the samples from Becky, and then what made you want to finally become a wellness advocate?
Sure. In all honesty, I had never not worked full time, and then I stayed home with my son. And not that being a mom is not a full-time job; it's just different. And I wanted to use my brain in a different way. And this is something I had never done before. I'd never done anything I'd never done sales, anything in this fashion, but I really like education. I like educating people. It's a huge part of what my job, my labor job is. And so it just kind of hit a couple of those points for me of like, okay, I want to do this. I think I can do this. I can talk to women. I can share this with people. I can educate. And that's a big piece of what I like. It's not so much that I think you have to own every oil. I want you, even if you only have 5 oils, I want you to know those oils. I want you to use them well. I'm going to send you an email that tells you 15 different uses for every single one of them. We're going to talk through them. I want to make sure that you know what they're good for, what you can, how you can benefit your family, whatever it is that I'm like, education. Like it's so empowering when you have those pieces of knowledge.
I love that. I could just tell you're so excited and passionate. Oh, you're so good at what you do, and I love your voice. I'm like, I just listen to your voice all day. I've like seen your videos before you've done, and I'm like, oh, you're just so calming and peaceful. You can just tell that you are really good at what you do.
It is part of my job to encourage women to push out some of the largest children and with a lot of pain, and encourage them to keep going and keep doing it. There's something, you just along the way you have to learn how to keep going, keep encouraging.
I love that. That's a good life lesson for everyone. I love that. So talking about that really quick, what Facebook pages or groups do you have that we could send people to if they want to check out your?
Sure. I have a Facebook group. It's called Banks and Health. I'm not a blogger, so I don't have all that fancy. I just have a pretty basic, I have a Facebook group that a lot of it's just education, putting up products and asking questions and talking about things. I try to go on live and talk about products and things like that. Simple and customers. And like I said, it's more, I just want people to know what's out there, feel safe to be able to ask questions and learn more.
Yes.
So.
After this, send me the link, or you can even post in the comments too. Let's get the link out there so people can go. And if you guys have used oils before and you're interested, like Lindsay is content queen with videos and the education and
yeah, I love, and because of my background in labor and delivery and then now being pregnant, any questions mamas have, and I love and do not mind in any way answering questions for people. I don't think there's ever a stupid question. So whatever I can do to help you, be empowered more and know more about how to help your family. That's absolutely a joy to me. So.
I love it. And okay, so how has doTERRA impacted your life so far?
Gosh, I was thinking about this question, and it's so much. Well, individually, in our family, my personal individual family, it has decreased. A lot of the over-the-counter medications that we take, and my son has not been to the doctor, so he'll be 2 the end of April. He has not been to the doctor other than well visits since he was born. These little things along the way that I'm like, well, I know that saved us money, and we haven't had antibiotics and these different things. I look at even outside of my immediate family, my 89-year-old grandmother loves the oils. She cleans with them. She uses lavender to help her sleep. I think about just the people. My mom loves the oils. These people that I'm not sure would have ever experienced natural health options. My mom, she has numerous health things, and along the way, she loves her Essential Life book, and she's constantly sending me pictures. She's like, okay, try this recipe and it worked. You have to tell people. And I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, that's amazing. I'm like, I can't imagine that my mom on her own would have sought that out, but now she orders on her LRP every month. She's always looking for something new, and how can she, correct this, or what can she try here? And so it wasn't just that it has affected myself, it's affecting people that I really love and care about. And that means the world to me. So
I love that. I'm so happy for your mom and grandma.
I know. My 89-year-old grandmother orders every month. She is precious. It's awesome. I have to help her because let's be honest, the internet, but she's precious. Loves it. Loves the oils. Loves doTERRA. It's wonderful.
I love that. I have my grandparents on the oils too, and the deep blue polyphenol complex, so important for that age. Oh my gosh, Lindsay, your passion is awesome. Okay, so what are your goals with doTERRA?
Oh, that's a great question. So, obviously there's different levels of what I guess people would call success, and ranks and things like that. Business-wise, like I want to gain by them, but to keep sharing them. That's a level of success for me, for people to tell their coworker or their friend or their mom, or like, that's when to me, that's successful. And
oh, it looks like we lost her. We were practicing a little bit before this, and she's like, my internet is horrible. She's in Georgia, and I know the East Coast is getting slammed right now with snow. And so I said, if you get disconnected, we'll wait a minute and she can come back on. So we will wait a minute for her. But if you guys are listening right now, I'd love to hear if you guys have tried any of the products that Lindsay has talked about, or if you have any questions for her. I know she's like such a sweetheart. She just would love to answer the questions. And then another thing we're talking about. So I'm supposed to be moving tomorrow. The movers are coming. Oh, she's coming. And my husband's stuck in New Jersey getting slammed with the snow. Okay, there you are. We were waiting for you to come back.
Sorry. I know. I don't tell her. We have no power here. I have no idea what happened. We're in the South. We don't have any snow or ice, but I have no power at my house. I'm actually using my phone as a guys. I'm not sure. I don't know. We have a lot of wind. I don't know if that's what's going on, but yeah, we haven't had power in a little bit. So, but yeah, I think like for me, you know, and this year obviously looks very different. There's going to be another baby and, you know, juggling things and learning to adjust. But, you know, with doTERRA, like I really want to be a part of their healthcare initiative. I think that's another piece of it for me to, I want them, I'm so excited for them to do clinics. I hope Atlanta's the city.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I think we're losing you a little bit of delay. Okay, last question, and then let's see if we can beat getting disrupted again. If someone's listening here that has never used oils before, what would you say to them?
Sure. I would say that if you are skeptical about oils, it's okay. It's okay to try them and still be skeptical. It's okay to use them and still be skeptical. I still have moments when I think, is this going to work? And it does. But don't let that hold you back from being willing to take a sample to try it, because you just never know. And if you can have one oil that completely changes your life, it's worth it. It's worth to step outside of that skepticism.
I love that. Every word you said is so beautiful and spot on, and we can tell that you have the biggest heart and you're going to help so many people, like changing lives. I love it. I'm so glad you're part of our team and you're just doing amazing things.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So thank you so much. Thank you everyone for listening and taking time out of your day to learn from Lindsay and hopefully get inspired. Please share this with someone you know, or maybe someone who's expecting. And again, congratulations, Lindsay. And I'm glad you're feeling better, right? That first trimester is over and now you're in the up and up, and that you're just going to continue to share your goodness and story with everyone. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Bonnie. You guys have a great day.
All right, bye everyone. Thank you.